Well, we had a show, my first Christmas show, December 26th, 1968, with Vanilla Fudge and Spirit. And I decided to sing my commercial. So I did. I said, "You better not shout, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Vanilla Fudge is coming to town." So we had that on December 26, 1968. Show was sold out, Vanilla Fudge and Spirit. So about 10 days before the show, I get a call from a fellow named Ron Terry, who's the quintessential sleazy agent. He said, "Barry, how you doing?" "Great, Ron, how are you?" He says, "I want to add an act to your show." I said, "What show is that?" And I was only doing one a month then. He says, "The Vanilla Fudge show." I said, "No, Ron, it's sold out. We're not adding any act." He said, "No, I got this act. They're going to be so big. You got to put them on. I mean, they're going to be great." I said, "No, Ron, you see, we printed 7,500 tickets. They're all gone. There's no more advertising. There's nothing. No more money. Barry, I need this favor. They're going to be huge." I said, "Who are you talking about?" He says, "Led Zeppelin." So I thought he was talking about a joke, lead balloon. So I laughed. He said, "No, I'm serious." I said, "No, we're not going to do anything like that, Ron." He said, "I'll call you back." And he hangs up. Just before I could tell him, "Don't bother." So about 10 minutes later, he calls me. He says, "It's Ron." I said, "Yeah, I figured." He says, "Vanilla Fudge is willing to take $750 out of their money to pay Led Zeppelin if you'll pay him $750. So instead of me usually, being my usual self, saying, "Go to hell," rah, 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 I started to think, which was really unusual in those days. And I said, if Vanilla Fudge is willing to pay this band this money, they might just be somebody. I said, "Ron, okay." So I booked Led Zeppelin for $750. The show comes. There's no advertising. No one knows they're coming. So we're at the Auditorium Arena downtown. There's a revolving stage. In fact, Robert Plant tells the story as good as I do. In the middle of the arena. And I say, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Led Zeppelin." I mean, two people clap or something. I could have said anything, and they just saying, and they get on the stage, and Robert Plant lets loose, and I said, "My God, what?" And people, how Spirit ever followed I don't know. They killed. They just destroyed the place. And they were sick. They were coughing and they didn't feel good. They had just come the day before and flew in from L.A. And Max Floyd, who was the PD of KLZFM, called me at 6:15 in the morning the next day. He said, "Barry, who did you have on your show last night?" And I told him. He said, "We're getting nothing but calls. I mean, people don't believe it." And they had given me a white copy. The album wasn't even out yet. Uh-huh. So I took it down to Max, and they played it the whole day. And that's the Led Zeppelin story. And the great, brilliant Barry Fey did everything he could in his power not to have Led Zeppelin. And they could have gone on the stage and fallen off the first time in '68. But they went on the stage and killed. Because they couldn't do anything but.